Am I live? Oh, hey. Can you hear me all right? Hi. Okay, so this is working. This is like my third, maybe my fourth time using this. Hey, everybody. How are y'all doing today? Okay, so I wanted to try something a little bit different today. I said, well, this is what happened. This morning when I woke up, I was like, you know what? I just want to shake things up a little bit. I don't know. Sometimes I like to do something different. So I wanted to share with you all a lead, the lead that I was going to share earlier today, but I want to do it live. And then we can just sort of talk. I have some stuff that I can talk to y'all about. Is that all right with y'all? Let me know. Let's see who's on here. Let's see. Oh, cool. Okay, you got an interview tomorrow, Chantel. Congrats. Okay. All right, so I'm going to share the lead with y'all right now. And let's see if I can share my screen on here. Let me know in the comments if when I share my screen, I'll tell you when it's sharing. And I'll let you know. And just tell me if you see it. Oh, wait, but when I do that. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, so we're seeing my screen, I guess. Y'all can see that. But when I do this, it goes away. So, okay, right now I'm looking at the job lead. Can y'all see it? But I can't see you. I have to go back to the other screen. But let me know in the comments if you saw that screen. Okay, you saw it? Okay, all right. So I'm going to share the lead with y'all. So this is from ABC Financial. I think they're calling themselves ABC Fitness now. And they have a remote tech support position available. And I saw on Glassdoor that it's paying like $16 to $19 per hour. Have y'all seen this position yet? Let me flash back. I don't like how it is where I can't see the comments and then show the screen. You can see it? Okay. But y'all saw it. Okay. Anyway, let me just go through the lead real quick and then we'll chit chat. So the link is already in the description, but basically this is a tech support position. It's open United States wide. It's going to pay somewhere between $16 and $19 per hour. And basically, you're going to have to create incident tickets for tracking of clients, computer software, and hardware issues. You're responsible for taking inbound calls directed from the queue, responsible for creating and noting an incident ticket for each call, responsible for reviewing reported issues. So basic like tech support stuff. If people reach out, you're going to have to like note what the incident was and then let the right people at the company know, and then resolve it. And then it says what you'll need. You must have linear troubleshooting skills, have a foundation of networking knowledge of modems, routers, must be able to relay information to both technical and non-technical users, have working knowledge of all Windows and operating systems, must be able to create and locate, modify knowledge base articles. So if you've ever worked in tech support, this is like super standard. Basically, point people in the right direction. And it says you have to multitask and be in a fast-paced environment. You need to have your high school diploma and 2+ years experience in a technical support call center or equivalent role. And if you're bilingual, that's a plus. And they're going to offer 100% paid training, which is always great because you want to get paid for all your time. Full benefits package plus 401k with company match. So we know that is free money. Competitive pay, paid time off. And then it says a refreshing culture and family atmosphere. And they have more details here. But I think this opportunity is actually pretty great because I think the company itself, like basically what they do is they provide the software and the billing for gyms. Like when you read through it, they're in the fitness industry. So basically they help, like, if you've ever had an LA, I'll flip back here, but if you ever had an LA Fitness membership, they call you and email you relentlessly until you reactivate. So something tells me it has something to do kind of like that. So yeah. So I didn't want to read the whole thing just because that would be kind of boring, but the link is in that description. Do you all see the description with the link? Let me know. Because I did post it on here, but I'm using something called StreamYard, so I don't know if it's showing on YouTube the link to the job. Well, they're hiring, so they're hiring. So that's the lead. And now I want to chat with y'all about earlier this. Okay, so y'all did see the link. Okay, so they also have another position. Let me share my screen again real quick just so you can see that one. Oh, I removed it. Am I still sharing? Okay, here we go. All right, so they also have a merchant services position too. I put the link in the description as well. This one is sort of like handling more along the lines of the clients. At least that's what it looked like. It says responsible for offering and providing merchant processing accounts to existing and potential clients, assist clients in the accurate and timely boarding and setup of bank account or bank card accounts and processing systems, respond to issues. So basically it's more of like a client to client thing, whereas this one is more of like a customer, like you're working with the customers. So these are brand new leads. They were posted like 3 days ago. So they're hiring right now. And this company is actually, they hire pretty often. I noticed that they changed their logo, but they used to go by ABC Financial. And you'll even see in their URL, it still says ABC Financial. So if this one looks unfamiliar, you've probably heard of it because I've shared leads from ABC Financial before on my channel. So check them out. You know, in that position, they didn't have the pay for it, but it looks like it might pay somewhere around the same amount as the tech support. So check that one out. So let's see who's in the comments. Let's see who's here. Okay, let's see. Do you have dual? I don't have dual monitors. I'm on my laptop right now. Oh, thank you, divine timing. Yeah, I need to do more lives. I said I was going to do more lives and I'm sticking to it. I did a live maybe like 3 weeks ago. No, that was actually into September because that was when T-Tech Week was coming up. So I'm doing better than what I did before. Thank you. Thank you. Anything for 59 plus. Sometimes these, they're not supposed to discriminate. They're supposed to be equal opportunity employers. Usually, I mean, the thing is, there really aren't many jobs that are going to say we hire older individuals. If they do say that, I mean, sometimes a job might be flexible to where they're sort of advertising to someone older, maybe. The only time I've ever seen that, and I'm trying to think, is maybe I've seen a Rise say something like that. I can't even really think of a company that specifically, markets towards an older population. They wouldn't know your age until you get into the interview. And by that point, if you're the person for the job, then they shouldn't have any issue moving forward. Thank y'all. So who was on the workshop earlier this week? Who was at the workshop on Monday? Did anyone make it? Oh yeah, that scam in the Facebook group. I don't normally check the Facebook group as often as I should. I get in there, I post my video, and like sometimes I'll see like the stuff that's being posted, but it's not like I can just sit in the Facebook group all day and see who is posting stuff. So when I was looking at the group last night, I saw someone had posted something about watch out for these people, they're scamming, something about a check. And that just like made me so mad. And I'm removed quite a few people from the group. So it's going to be a little bit harder to get into the group now, just because I always had intentions for it being just for jobs, real jobs. I really don't even like the whole, like, here's a business opportunity thing. Like, I'm entrepreneurial, I have a business, but I know for the people who are joining the group, they want a job, something that's going to pay them, and they don't have to pay to join it. And I was just seeing too much of that. So there's probably going to be more people getting removed from the group, because I'm not going to allow that. I don't want anybody getting scammed. Hey, I'm just joining the live. Okay, how long does it take for companies to reach out after doing the application? It all depends on how fast they're moving along in the process. Some companies needed somebody yesterday, and they move along that process fast. But then there are some companies that they're not in any particular rush. They just kind of want to see who's applying and see the talent out there, and they go from there. So I can't really give a timeline for how quickly they reach out. Okay, so I want to talk about the workshop that happened on Monday. If you were on the workshop Monday, let me know in the comments who was there. Okay, I see Jamie says she was there. Oh, and Nikki, yeah, you're welcome for the planner. So basically, the workshop was awesome. We talked about how you can get hired during the pandemic, and I sent the replay out, but if you aren't signed up to get the newsletter, then you didn't get the replay. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that now, what we discussed on the workshop. So I'm not doing the workshop all over again, but I am pointing out some of the things that I think is really important. That's why I did the workshop in the first place, because I know a lot of people are unemployed, they're trying to get hired, or maybe you have a job and you're just trying to make that switch. But basically what we talked about on the workshop was, well, we focused on a few main areas. So we talked about perspective. And if y'all remember me talking about perspective, I talked about that a lot, because perspective is really important. The perspective of the employer. So we talked about how you can position yourself to be hired and to appeal to remote companies by taking on their perspective of what they're looking for. And you'll know what it is that they're looking for and how you want to present yourself, because they tell you in the job lead. So you always want to customize your resume, your cover letter to those positions based on what they tell you in the job lead. So do y'all remember that, or is this news to anybody? Let's see in the comments. Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, so if you need resources for a resume and a cover letter, I actually have a course. I have two courses. I have multiple courses, but I have a course called Remote Work Resume Formula, and then Remote Cover Letter Formula. And basically, I teach you how to write resumes for remote jobs and remote cover letters. So how do I post a maybe I can post a comment. Let's see or I can put the link to it. So give me a second. I'm going to post the link in the chat box. I need to log into my Teachable school. And if anybody is interested in those courses, I can post the link for you. So just 1 second so I can get the link. But yeah, so if you need help with your resume and cover letter, I don't personally write resumes and cover letters. That's something that I used to do a while ago. Now I just don't have time in my schedule, and that's why I created the courses. Plus, I prefer teaching people how to write resumes and cover letters, just because, like I was saying, with taking on the perspective of the employer, you're always going to need to customize your resume and your cover letter to that position. So whenever you pay somebody to write you a resume, that's great. But let's say, for example, you've got customer service experience, you've got administrative experience, maybe you've worked in a classroom before. So you've got multiple different, experiences on your resume. And you can kind of play up each role depending on what type of opportunity you're going for. When you pay somebody to write your resume, they can only write it one good time, or you just keep going back to them. And let's say you might want to try going for an insurance job, and then maybe you see one for administrative, and then maybe you see like an online tutor position. Like, you have all those experiences, but your resume is only coming from one perspective when you hire someone to do it. That's why it's important to learn how to write your own resumes and cover letters. And it's not hard. It just takes a little bit of effort. And that's why I created the courses. So let me get that link. Let's see. So the link that I'm going to give y'all is for the discount. So I'm going to post the link that will give you the discount, and it'll give you what courses are included in this one. Oh, if you buy with this link, you'll get remote resume formula, cover letter formula, and my course, How to Find a Remote Job. So you get 3 courses with this link. So let me copy this link in the chat box. So just 1 second. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So just let me know when you see it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, here it is. There we go. Let me know if that link works. Oh, okay, wait, hold on a second. Where'd the link go? You can't copy it on here, okay. Well, it's in the chat box, so just look at the comment in the chat box. I don't know if you can copy and paste it, but that's the link to that bundle. Oh, wait, is that the right one? I have multiple versions of the same course in my Teachable School. So wait a minute, that's not the right link. That's not the discount I want to give y'all. I want to give you a better discount. Let me go back. Okay, so while I'm looking here, I'm just going to keep chatting about the workshop. So the other things that we talked about on the workshop is positioning yourself to be remote work ready. So some of the things that you can do to position yourself to be remote work ready is to have an online presence. So do you all have a LinkedIn account? Do y'all use LinkedIn often? I'll look back at the chat box. Are y'all on LinkedIn? Yeah, so LinkedIn is important to be on if you are a remote worker, because it's kind of like the same things that apply for when we're looking for a company and kind of figuring out if they're legit. They're doing the same thing to us. So I recommend everybody create a LinkedIn profile. You don't have to be on there all the time, because it's not really that type of platform where like you're just hanging out on there like, social IG or anything like that. But being on LinkedIn is definitely important, and filling out your entire LinkedIn profile and joining groups on LinkedIn, that is also important. So here's the right link. There you guys go. So I found the right link for the discount. So, yeah, it's in the chat box. Yeah, so being on LinkedIn is important. Making yourself known. on LinkedIn, just posting things regularly. That way, when they research who you are as a candidate, they can find that you are a modern candidate. And then you also want to put your LinkedIn link on your resume. So you can just go ahead and send that to them when you submit your resume. So that's one of the ways that you can sort of position yourself to be remote work ready. And there are some other ways that you can position yourself to be remote work ready too. And that's what we also talked about because I have another new course that I just released. So if you are I guess the best way to describe this new course that I just launched, which is Ready, Set, Remote, it's about making sure that you do all the necessary steps to become remote ready. So like the stuff that we just talked about, that's in the course, but more in depth. And this course is on sale right now for only $27. So if y'all want to join, because we're having a group coaching call next week, and I'll put the link to get Ready, Set, Remote. We're having a group coaching call next week for the people who join now. So last week, when I first launched Ready, Set, Remote, it was the live 5-day training, but I made the course so that you can watch it on demand. And I discounted it, but we're still going to do a group coaching session. So if you purchase before Saturday, so I think on that page, the timer is going to run out in 20, however long it takes on here. It's open until the end of Friday, like midnight Friday, the price is going to disappear. So you can join Ready, Set, Remote right now for $27. And I can show you inside the course just so you can see what my teachable school looks like. Because I know not everybody has ever gotten a digital course before, but I love digital courses. I take a lot of them just because, I don't know, they're great, they're convenient. And I have the courses I talked about and Ready, Set, Remote. So I'll show you a peek on the inside. Let me pull it up. Let's see. I have too many tabs open right now. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so when I click away, because I'm only on my laptop, I'm not using dual monitors, I won't be able to see the chat box, but I'm going to show you all what the course looks like on the inside, just so you can kind of see like how does it work if you get a digital course. So at least this is what, where am I? Oh yeah, this is what my teachable school looks like. So on the inside, when you log into the course, you'll just see all the modules. Now you might not, when you first get the course, you won't have access to everything because it's going to release every single day. So the way Ready, Set, Remote works is you start off with day 1 and you're going to take the first lesson. And I start off with like an intro where I talk about like a brief overview of that lesson. It's loading slow. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I talk about a brief overview of the lesson. And then training. After that, then we get into the very first lesson of the week. So the first lesson is understanding your career goals when it comes to like remote work. And I'm flipping back here just so I can see the chat box. But basically, what this course is doing is taking you through these steps to position yourself to being remote ready. So let's say you're someone who wants to find a remote job, which is probably most of everybody on here. This course was designed to take you from the point where you get the idea like, yeah, I want to work from home, but I don't really know what my next step should be. So that's what Ready, Set, Remote is about. It's taking you through the most important steps so that you can be remote work ready. So the very first day, we establish your goals. And this is really important because that's going to help us do the next day's assignment. which I'll click over to. So the next day's assignment is all about where these jobs are.
Welcome to day.
So for day 2, we're going to take those goals that you have, like I want to get, a $20 per hour job doing customer service. Okay, great. Now day 2, we're going to find those jobs, and I teach you exactly like how to find them, where to go, what to type in, and it'll be specific to what you want. And every day has an assignment. So you're not just watching the courses, like you're not just watching the lessons. The assignments are at the bottom here, and you have to do your homework in order for the next day to make any sense. If you don't do your homework, then it just won't make sense at all, which I love because it puts you into action. So then day 3, just moving along here, day 3's lesson is all about your work from home setup and your social media. So it's like there's 2 lessons kind of packed into one day. So I go over how or like where to go and get equipment, what you need, stuff that like you probably haven't even heard people talk about, but I've been working from home for like almost 5 years now. So there are some things that you need that people don't normally mention, but you can get started with the most basic things. But then I give you some like other things to think about too. And then I talk about how you can set up your online profile, including LinkedIn. So then day 4, so just skipping along here, and every day has a lesson, but day 4 is all about your resume and your cover letter. And I'm just going to flip back here just because I can't see you guys, but your resume and your cover letter are super duper important. And a lot of people don't really understand what they're supposed to do on them. So the lesson in Ready, Set, Remote does not replace getting the courses for remote resume and remote cover letter formula. Those are like very high level if you want to become an expert at writing resume courses. But the lesson inside of Ready, Set, Remote is like, this is, if you want to just know what you need to know to do pretty well, then this is it. So that's what the lesson for resumes and cover letters for day 4 is. And then you'll actually get a chance to do that. And this is the homework. So every day has homework. And then finally on day 5, we finish off with remote interviews. So you learn all about how to conduct a remote interview. And this is also an area of like, it's difficult for people because some people, they have no problem getting to the point where they get an interview, but then something happens, they don't close the deal. So we talk all about what to do to like just nail your remote interview. And then there still is homework even on the very last day because I want you guys to be successful. So that's just like a peek inside of Ready, Set, Remote. And again, this course is on sale right now for only $27. The link is, I just posted it, but I'll post it again in case you don't see it. I'll post it one more time. And if you join before the weekend, so basically before like midnight tomorrow, you'll be able to make it onto the group coaching call next week. So you get the Ready, Set, Remote training plus the action plans, which is the homework every night, and then we'll do the group coaching call. So I would join if you are someone who like you're serious about getting hired, because you're going to have like the training and the support to do so. So yeah. How long have I been on here? It's almost been 30 minutes. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I wanted to make it affordable, Jamie, because I know that a lot of people, they want to invest in themselves, but I mean, it's a pandemic. People are looking for jobs. They don't have the means right now to do some of the things that they really want to do. And I wanted to make it where like, okay, you have to, put a little bit of skin in the game, but it's going to be affordable. So this is actually the most affordable course that I've ever made. And yeah. What else was I going to say? Oh, so I had sort of gotten off track when someone had mentioned about the Facebook group, but the other thing that I wanted to show today is how you can check out these jobs. So in the course, I actually talk about how you can do it, and I've talked about this multiple times, but I'm just going to show y'all Glassdoor and how you can find a lot of information on Glassdoor. So I didn't necessarily plan on turning this into a workshop, but this is probably turning into like a slight little mini workshop, which is great because these are skills that everybody needs. Because I don't want to hear about anybody getting scammed. Like that's the last thing I want to hear happens. And there's so many resources to avoid getting scammed. It's like we just don't need that happening. So I'm going back over to Glassdoor. I can't see y'all in the chat box, but hopefully you can see my screen now. Well, let me flash back over to make sure y'all can see it. Were y'all able to see my screen when I moved over to Glassdoor? And it's going to be on Zoom, the group course. Okay, so let me go back over to Glassdoor, and hopefully you're seeing everything that I'm seeing. But Glassdoor is a really great resource for figuring out if a job is legitimate. I always like to find the companies on here first and then go from there. So just showing you the Glassdoor portion, if you're ever curious, like, well, is this company real? If so, like, how much are they paying? What do people have to say about it? Blah, blah, blah. All of that is on Glassdoor. So I shared the lead from ABC Fitness, ABC Financial, same company. So what I did was I went to Glassdoor and I checked them out. And when you go to their Glassdoor account, you'll see that like they have claimed their Glassdoor because it says engaged employer. They have 300 plus reviews. So that means that people who actually worked there, they left a review about Glassdoor. And you can get a lot of information about like the company's culture and if it's even something that you would want to pursue by looking at people's reviews on here. And you know, everybody has a different experience at work. So some people are going to say a company was terrible, while someone's going to say it was the very best. But all of these are helpful for you to figure out if you even want to move forward with applying to a job. So all of this is happening before you even like apply to them. You can also look up interview information. So I know that's something like everybody's always like, okay, well, what should I expect? Or, you know, what's going to happen in the interview? Well, they have interview information, and every company is different. So if you've ever worked for a company, help other folks out by writing a Glassdoor review for that company, because this is where most people find their information. And this is like where I get all my info for the videos too. So like you can see like the process and like this person ended up not getting an offer. You can see like they had a negative experience. This person accepted the offer. So like, you know, there's a lot of info just on Glassdoor. You can even check out the company's benefits too. You can see like, okay, well, you know, what kind of benefits or health insurance, because that dictates if we even want to, you know, go for a job or not. Sometimes we got to get our benefits through the company and not like the healthcare exchange. So you can find information about the benefits here. And it seems like people, for the most part, really enjoy, well, this person didn't like it, but for the most part, it seems like people pretty much enjoy the benefits. Like full coverage dental is just $9 every 2 weeks. That's not too bad. So that's Glassdoor, and that's how you can use Glassdoor to find information. It's really that quick. It's not hard at all. So let me go back to the comments. Let's see what's in the comments. Do I teach how to make courses? No, I don't have a course about how to make courses. I actually never took a course about how to make courses. I just took a bunch of courses and then I said, oh, okay, I can do this. Really, you just want to think about like, how can you help people as best as you can? And that's what I do when I'm making a course. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Any jobs hiring in California? I posted Humana, was that yesterday or the day before? I can't remember, the days are running together, but Humana was hiring in California and I posted that sometime this week. Okay, so there's also another thing that I want to share with y'all. One more thing, and this is what I talked about at the end of the call on Monday. So, my courses, and I know I've been talking about the courses a lot, but these are resources because I know people are interested. I also have been working really diligently on making sure that, like, if there's an area that's kind of challenging, that I figure out how to help other people with that. And from my courses, Remote Resume and Cover Letter, people enjoyed the courses. They learned how to write their cover letters, but sometimes it's a little bit difficult formatting your resumes and your cover letters. Like that part can be challenging. So, what? Huh? Oops. Okay, anyway, I was like, huh? What in the comments? So, anyway, what I have been working on for actually the past year is my very own resume and cover letter software. So the people on the call on Monday, they heard about my new software, and I actually want to show you all the software now. So I'm going to pull it up and then I'm going to share my screen again. So the software is called Remote Resume Builder, and it's based off of the resume template that I provide in my courses. So the template is only available in How to Find a Remote Job and Remote Resume and Cover Letter Formula. So the templates are available in those 3 courses. But you can always get a subscription for the software on its own. And the template that the software follows, like I said, is the one that's in those courses. So I'm going to log in now and I will show you what the software looks like on the inside. So I've been working with my team of developers because I've mentioned before that my consultancy, I mostly work with like tech startups. So that's how I even knew about the developers and like getting your own like proprietary software created. So, okay, let me share my screen. All right. Okay, so again, I'm gonna have to click away from my from the chat box, so I won't be able to see y'all. But this is the software. So it's super simple on the inside because you're building a resume and you're building a cover letter, and it follows the same template, like I said. So it's really easy. Over here, you would just see like build a resume or build a cover letter or or find your resume, find your cover letter. So like, let's say you want to go to build a cover letter. You would just put in your cover letter name, like we're going to test it out. I'm just going to put T. And so then you would hit create. And now it'll stop spinning and you'll go to the first step of it. So instead of like you writing it out, you're just going to choose the information and then you just go through the process of the wizard here. And then when you hit finish, what the finished product will look like is I'll go over to some of the actual like finished cover letters. So let's see. So like when you hit finish, what it'll look like is this final product. So let's pull it up. Yeah. So like you'll have a beautifully formatted cover letter and you'll be able to, download it or print it off. And it works the same way with your resume. So if you just hit the back button, you can then go to the other areas of the software. So like, let's say I want to go to, which one did I just do? So like we can preview this one. So like I was testing out making some, and there's people using the software now after Monday. But like this is the format of the resume that you would want to make. This is the same template that I used all throughout college that landed me my marketing job, that landed me my remote job being a tutor. Like I've literally been using the same template since college. I found this template when I was at like career services one day, and like there was just like this big book. I'll flip back over to the comments, but there was like this really big book of like resumes and templates that you could choose from. And I just remember flipping through it and finding that template because I was like, oh, this looks simple enough. And I really don't know what it is, but I think it is great for when someone's actually reading it, as well as getting past like the resume scanning bots. So it's a great template, and I sometimes apply just to see like, hey, what happens? And I always get people wanting to move on to the next step, but a lot of that has to do with like your experience too. So just flipping back over here, if you want to edit the resume, so like let me just go back here. So like let's say I find a job that I want to apply to, and it's also an administrative job, but it asks for some different duties. Well, instead of starting all the way over or even like, halfway, I can just go in here and click edit. And so now when I click edit, I'll be able to just edit the different areas of that of that resume. Same thing with your cover letter too. So you can just go here, and I can decide like, oh, this is the experience that I want to change. So I'll just change this one. And instead of saying like managed, I might say something like, I don't know, created. And then you hit enter, and then you hit finish to save it. And now you just customized your cover letter and your resume. And I think this is really cool. I don't know. I'm a little bit of a nerd, but I've always wanted to, create something that's a little bit more tech-based. And yeah, so that's my software. And if anybody is interested in getting a subscription, it's only $37 per month, which is cheap. Because if you ask somebody to write you one resume, it usually is going to run you somewhere around like $100, and that's cheap as well. So to get a subscription to the software, you would just go to the link on this page. You'll see it says, well, let me put it in the chat box, but you'll just go to the same sales page for the 5-day challenge. I'm getting mixed up in my words. And you would just click on that link to get a subscription. And you can cancel anytime. It's only $37 per month. It's a web-based software, meaning you don't have to download anything on your computer. You can access it from your cell phone. You can access it from anywhere. So like if you are somewhere else, you don't have your laptop with you, and maybe you didn't save your resume to like Google Drive or something, you can save all your resumes and cover letters inside the software. So yeah. So that's what I've been working on, and me and my team have some other resources coming too. So more stuff coming too. So it's just all about being helpful for y'all and giving you guys stuff that you can actually use. So yeah. Okay, so I guess I'll take like 5 minutes to just answer questions if you guys have any. I don't want to take up too much of your Thursday evening. I know this was impromptu. Let's see, go to the chat box. Someone had asked, is it harder for people to not have a degree to land a job with some of these companies? It just depends on what kind of requirements they have. The majority of the jobs that I post on my channel, they're just for either if you have your high school diploma or your GED. But if you have a degree, then you may want to check out my website and check companies under the mega list of jobs, because there's a lot of companies that will hire you specifically if you have a degree, and there's ones that don't require a degree. Like I said, the ones that I post, I try not to have any degree requirements. But if you just go to remoteworklife.co and click on the mega list of jobs, you can find over 500 companies that will hire you to work from home. So yeah, thank you, Tia. Oh, thank you. Okay. Y'all are really nice. I love y'all. I do. I like making videos and I like sharing these leads and info with you guys. Okay, so it doesn't look like anybody has anything they want to chat about. I know I probably chatted y'all's ears off, so I guess we'll just go ahead and close out. And thank you guys for joining me on this impromptu live. And again, the link for ABC Financial and ABC Financial or ABC Fitness, they go by both names now. But that link is already in the description box. So definitely check out those jobs. All right. Have a nice evening, y'all. And I'll see you tomorrow on YouTube. I'll have another video posted. All right.